Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through the card at Rosehill Gardens this weekend. Group 1 racing Spring Carnival right on our doorstep. Here it is. Look, Mike, this is going to be an absolutely fantastic weekend. We need to find the viewers plenty of value, a lot of good bets in there as well, mate. And I've got to ask, all this money from Sydney, is it going to be going back over the border to Queensland, mate?
I think it might be the case. How much money came for fun on last start?
Oh, wow.
And they got it so wrong. Probably mostly Sydney punters. All the money went north. And looking at social media, there were so many good videos of Queenslanders celebrating after the race. I think on Saturday, Stu, the same thing could happen again. They're
going to be absolutely loving that if it gets home later. So we'll have a look to see in the key factors if Rothfire is going to get over the line. And, well, Mike, looking to all the other bets, I know it's been a little struggle of late, but, mate, I've known you for 20 years. I know that you bounce back. Let's do it this weekend.
Let's do it on a rail true, fair track, good conditions. This is the right setup on Saturday. We talk about the race guide a lot. You need powerful gallopers. They've got to turn a foot on Saturday.
All right, it's all about the profiles for Rosehill this weekend. OK, we've obviously got Group 1 racing. That's going to feature the Golden Rose. But where are we going around this? You love your staying races.
Love staying races.
That's going to kick it off.
Race 2 and race 4 before the break. We have to do them, don't we, Stu? Both great races. Closely matched races, and the features race 6 and 7. Not the best Shannon Stakes we've seen before. There's a couple of good plays there. And finishing off with race 9, the short price favourite Masked Crusader. What are we going to do with him, Stu?
Oh, it's going to be the anchor of a lot of people's bets around Australia that late in the day, you can imagine. But let's have a look. 2,400 metres. The first race we're tackling, race 2, the Colin Stephen Quality Group 3 level, and a smallish field. So interesting to see what you're going to say about all the tempo in this race, Mike. But it's Exemplar, the one the punters have come for. $4.20 into $3.60. The flashy Galileo Grey Victorian Visitor racing well throughout the winter. But just 3 wins from the 21. Cars off on the second line, $3.80. OK in the Newcastle Gold Cup behind the classy Mugga 2. Grey Lion on the third line, $4.80. Freshened for this with a trial. Obviously formed there around Cars Off. We've got Attorney, $5.50, run on well, 1,800 metres latest, up to the 2,400 metres. Looks ready for this. And clearly the class runner in the field, Raheen House, $6.50. 59 kilos, third in the Sydney Cup, the chairman's winner. Just needs to find a little bit of form, then out to Duke-on. But Exemplar, Mike, that's the punters, the one the punters want in race number 2.
Yeah, it's the favourite. And talking about interstate money, not many of these Melbourne plungers on horses coming up to Sydney have come off from the Murray and Eustace stable.
Good point. There's been a few.
Will they back this one on Saturday, and will it come off? Look, talk about its form rating being the best. It's pretty much clearly the best in this race. There's a few out-of-form stayers. This is a decent quality 2,500 metre open quality staying race last start. But the thing about this horse is it's got a certain profile. It sits near the pace. It quickens up, it looms, but it often finds 1 or 2 better, Stu.
All right, now you've just mentioned a few things there that the race guide's going to teach you a lot about. Getting on pace is one thing, but being able to quicken is a profiling genius.
Yeah, good for Rosehill, but the last surge is also in over 2,400 metres, and he's never won on a good track.
OK, well, there's a look at the Melbourne Visitor. Let's have a look at a couple of Sydney old stages here, let's call them. Cars Off is running 8th. Grey Lion is running 9th.
Getting a bump.
But there's only a few starts to go, Mike. Getting a bump, and we're looking at the grey down the outside, but old Cars Off, can he feature?
Maybe, but he likes a wet track, and he was on the inside this day, and look, he was only fair. James Mack's the big factor for him, isn't he? He could lift him over the line. Look, there was a bit of an inside bias this day, and Grey Lion's run, wondering how good it was. So we wanted to see Ron Danella come out and see what she did next start. She's running on his inside, and she ran quite well last week. OK, a note on the biases there. You have to head to theraceguide.com.au to have a really good look at these fields on the weekend. So let's get the first race started of the day. Race number 2. Keep your eyes on the top right-hand side of the screen as we run our mini race. But Exemplar, Mike, it comes up from Melbourne with all the form. Yeah, some ratings analysts, we wonder what we're doing. Exemplar obviously has the best form, but we've used a spot rating for Grey Lion. We've said he's probably 2 or 3 lengths better than his last start run because the bias was against and the tempo. All
right, so they're the 2 that they have to catch. Let's start with progression as we always do in the key factors.
Few old stages aren't improving now. Attorney could improve, but maybe he's a bit better fresh. Raheen House has to improve, been terrible. And Duke-on, interesting runner, second prep at Australia, while runner third up. OK, so gold bars all for runners there at a little bit of value. What about the distance? Raheen up in distance helps. Duke-on, he's an out-and-out stayer. 4,000 metres would be better. but we'll take 24.
Yeah, good point. Attorney and Duke on there. What about track conditions?
Nothing there, but there's a bit of a risk with Duke on. He can't really quicken, which is a risk on a dry Rosehill.
Okay, so no gold there for the track conditions, and will 2,400 metres, does position and run matter too much here?
It does, but we've got no idea what's going to happen on Thursday night.
All right, so Exemplar was right ahead with the form, and it stayed right ahead of them all with all the key factors. Grey Lion was just in there behind Mike. We had a little surge late there from Duke on, obviously at the distance. But look, a nice little gap appearing back here to the rest. So you pretty much got this as a nice 3-horse race to kickstart the day for us.
Yeah, but if we had a factor which was confidence, this would probably be low confidence.
Can we put that on there?
Maybe we should have a new one at the top of the screen. I'm going Grey Lion on gut. I'm not sure about the Melbourne rate. I want to see him in the yard first. I'm not sure about Duke on a dry Rosehill track, so Grey Lion's proven at Rosehill. We'll back him on Saturday. All
right, Grey Lion, one of the favourites there to kick-start the day at Rosehill Gardens, which takes us on to race number 4. It is the Gloaming Stakes, 1,800 metres, Group 3, set weights for the 3-year-olds. And we have the favourite here. We've got a few of the favourites here that are out in trip for the first time. And one of them here, $2.25, Love Tap, unbeaten grey Tappet gelding, 3 from 3. It's obviously short enough though. Where does it get to on the map? 1,800's obviously a tick. Lions Raw on the second line, $5.50. Only Moonga was better at Newcastle, and didn't it just keep kicking there at Kembla? A nice strong win. Achiever on the third line, $7. Solid second at Canterbury latest, out to the 1,800 metres now. And then we've got Catanabia, $7. Look Good, just start number 2, holding off Wild Irish and Bucharest. Can the punters forgive there? $10. But Love Tap, Mike, there's some good horses going places on this card on Saturday, and this looks to be one of them.
He is a great horse. He's a syndication horse, so well done to those people at home.
Yeah, good
Got
point.
him with Dynamic and got what could potentially be a future Group 1 winner. He's a favourite for Spring Champion, really? I think, isn't he, Stu? If you don't know who the sire Tappet is from America, check your stud books. He is as good, if not better than Reduced Choice. He's an absolute champion sire in the US, and we don't see many horses come out to Australia. He's raced 3 times. He's won 3 times. He got up to 1,500 metres. He was backed in to $1.07, $1.08, and he absolutely smashed them. The rating was only solid compared to his field on Saturday, but you've got to say he's got more up his sleeve, Stu.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking that. You're looking at Gloaming Stakes here. We're looking at Goulburn form.
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? But the time was good, the rating was solid.
And he won it very, very, very well. Let's have a look at Lions Raw now. Of course, we're going to Kembla here. This is over the mile, and I mentioned it through the betting, Mike. I mean, this is the sort of race where you think a horse like this could potentially just be there to be beaten, and, well, it just pulls out absolute plenty. This is a strong win.
And when you see them in the yard on Saturday, you might slightly favour this horse. Love Tap, son of Tappet. Bit of a sort of a solid type, lighter frame type. This guy's a big, strong sort of contributor. You obviously want a Group 1 race in the Rosehill track, the Ramvet. He gets on pace, he kicks, and he just holds a margin. How much more is in the tank? We'll find out on Saturday.
All right, okay, contributor. Yeah, that brings back good memories.
It looks like his dad too, just a different colour.
All right, you've mentioned that. The Tappet. Geez, you've done your form, you've done your research on all these sires as well. That's what we need to find for a winner here in the Gloaming, 1,800 metres. Let's get the form and the key factors underway here, Mike. But form-wise, it's not just Love Tap.
No, visually it looked great, but the third horse was exposed in provincial grade, and the rating was about the same as Achiever and Easy Camp Easy.
Okay, so they're the 3 as we kickstart with progression, and being 3-year-olds, a lot of them have got that.
Who knows? Big upside. Achiever third up can improve. Catanabia can improve. Lions Raw can improve. And of course, Love Tap. We could have given him more progression. All
right, so gold for the top 5 favourites there, Mike. And of course, 1,800 metres. Who's going to profile best here?
Well, I read both syndicators' previews of the race on Saturday today, and they both think Love Tap and Lions Raw will love it, and I don't disagree.
Okay, well, it's Love Tap out in front, Lions Raw and Achiever. Mike, who is going to like these track conditions?
If they back it off when he's on pace, he's strong, he's muscular, just like his daddy, might give a better kick on a dry Rosie.
Okay, so Love Tap levelled up here by Lions Raw. They're just ahead of Achiever. Who gets this position in run 1,800 metres? Can anyone catch it?
Yeah, most okay, but Love Tap, if he misses the start 3 back the rails, that's risky, Stu.
All right, so the syndicated horses there. So we've got Love Tap, of course, Dynamic, and we've got Champion there just in behind with Lions Raw. Good luck to all the owners that have invested there. Look, they're the 2 favourites, but one's $2.25, one's $6.50. Can any value sneak in here, Mike? Well, $7 Achiever. We backed that last start. You're not backing up on it, though.
No, dry Rosie's a bit of a risk. Like, I think a lot of these horses can win, so it's a deep enough race. Love Tap, I think, is well found. The market. We go in the white and red colours or the red and white colours, drum roll. We'll go Brendan White. Lions Raw on pace. He's strong, he's muscular, and he'll give a big kick on Saturday, I think.
All right, we'll be roaring hard there for the Lion at Rosehill on Saturday. We're 2 races down on Golden Rose Day. Plenty more to come after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. It is Golden Rose Day at Rosehill Gardens this weekend. We are 2 down, and the next we're going to have a look at is the Shannon Stakes, 1,500 metres, Group 2 level, and the favourite is I Am Superman, $3.90. Resumed a really nice winner in Melbourne. Just thinking on the second line, $4.60, so some money there on Thursday. Again, Adrian, have him going well. Does he want a little bit further? Looks like Elvis, some money too. 11's into the $7. No Luck Fresh in the show, county behind Rohiran. Then wide behind Dreamforce and Colding in the Tramway. It's going to look the winner at some point. We've got Riadini on the next line at $8. The ex-Kiwi having its second start for Gai Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. Well back in the Theo Marks. And then out to Quackerjack and Yamazaki, who really is getting closer to a win off the back of his run in the Tibby last week. But I Am Superman, Mike, $3.90. Can he fly again?
Not a vintage Shannon. How did he get from Melbourne to Sydney through the COVID restrictions? Did he fly, Stu? I don't know. Clawfield, 1,400 metres first up. You were talking about this horse a couple of weeks ago, Stu, and credit to you, said watch out for him this prep. He's going to improve. He's an imported galloper, imported sprinter. That's definitely got upside. The Snowdens obviously looked after him. And it was a good win first up, wasn't it?
It was a good win. Got the right run, though. So does that take anything away?
Maybe, but it was a clear margin, dominant win. Yeah, pretty good.
OK, and as you said, Gloaming, probably not the strongest one we've seen in years. And well, here's another horse I absolutely chased out last start, Mike, when it just kept drifting. Looks like Elvis. Oh, it tends to do this, doesn't it? Just sort of loom up and, well, potentially just a couple of lengths behind some of these better rated horses.
Well, he can quicken, can't he? In just the last 50, 75 metres, sometimes it gets found out. But I think he's a better horse this preparation. Like you said, Stu was very, very unlucky first up behind Wild Platter. He was also unlucky he came out and won. And then he was 3 wide, no cover alongside Rock, not far off Colding. Probably should have been the top 2 or 3 there. That is very, very good form for a weak Shannon.
Yeah, all right, well, that's strong form. Looking at that replay. Let's have a look now to get this race started, Elvis, Mike, because the first one we always look at is the form. So Colding and Dreamforce, does that line it up?
I think so, yeah. 3 wide, no cover against the subsequent Group 1 winner. Just light him up over the Caulfield form. OK, but I'm looking at that. These 3 are way clear of the others, Mike, so this could be an interesting race. Let's have a look at the progression. Yeah, just not sure what I'm Superman's going to do second up. Looks like Elvis could have some improvement. Locker third up. Riadini can improve. Quackerjack has to improve. And Miss Siska has to improve as well. It was a poor first up. OK, so just gold for those outside of the favourites. What about the distance? Nudge, I think she's progressive. I think she's a good horse. I think up in distance helps, but it's just out of her grade, and Tie Zone wants some tempo, but 15 helps probably. OK, so a few of these are running a race at a little bit of value, but it's still Elvis and I Am Superman out in front. Track conditions, Yamazaki, yeah, love she's out of her grade as well, but a quiet ride on the inside. She can definitely quicken on a dry, Rosie. OK, Yamazaki there with the gold. What about position and run, 1,500? Yeah, not playing it too much on Saturday, fair track. OK, so it was just like Elvis looks like Elvis out in front. I Am Superman was pretty much second the whole way, just thinking pretty much third the whole way. The map didn't change here in Key Factors. All form. That was one factor. All right, it was all form, one factor. That's what we're carrying into this race. Let's have a look, Mike. $7 looks like Elvis. I Am Superman, $3.80. They are ahead of Just Think and Scarlet Dream. Good to see that horse back, but $7, Mike. Are we going to have a play? Are we going to be cheering Elvis home? Each way... I'm not going to say moral. And each way play of the day. I Am Superman is good, but he's risky. Looks like Elvis, if he smashed the line last 50 metres, geez, it would be a big bet. But he's each way play for sure on Saturday. All right, get your Elvis songs ready when looks like Elvis salutes on Saturday, which takes us through to the Group 1 Golden Rose. We've all been waiting for this race. 1,400 metres, Group 1, set weights for the 3-year-olds. And hard to see them turning the tables on the mighty Queenslander here. Rothfire, $1.95. Absolutely destroyed them last start. They are all going to have to come up with something special if they're going to turn the tables. North Pacific, $5.50. 2.5 lengths to make up from the run to the Rose. Back out in trip, obviously suits. We've got Peltzer, $7.50. He's got to make up, what's that, 3.4 lengths.
Ole Kirk, $8. Clear second to Anders, the run before that, Mike. And all of these others, we've got Mamaragan out there. King's Legacy can obviously improve over a trip. Yardstick's going to be the one out in front. But Rothfire, Mike, the Queenslanders, they've got something to cheer about.
This is a very, very good horse, and I know you're anti-Queensland League, and I love my Queensland
They're playing
League,
for the spoon tonight. It's beautiful.
Oh, yes. They backed this horse hard first up, and the Sydney siders, a lot of them backed Farnan hard first up, which was surprising because a lot of smarties in the yard saw Farnan and thought he was nowhere near as good looking as Rothfire. He's near pace, a strongish tempo, gets to the outside and is just too strong. He likes the 1400 metres, but Ole Kirk in the green did take up a few lengths the last 200 metres, Stu.
Yeah, very, very good point. You've got to have a look at that, and obviously so much has been said about the Bowman ride here, Mike, but Rothfire, is it the Golden Rose, is it the Everest? Can you start thinking what is the main aim, or is he just going to keep going?
If he just progresses in the yard and he's looking well on Saturday, it's going to be so hard to beat.
All right, well, let's have a look at the favourite, but this time obviously over his Group 1 winning distance in the JJ Atkins. And if you thought that last race was special, so was this.
Well, he just rides a strong tempo and keeps lifting, which is why I think yardstick is so important on Saturday.
Yeah, okay.
It's good that he gets a Waterhouse run in the race that should roll forward and set an honest tempo, because in this particular Group 1, he rode an electric tempo on pace, and geez, Stu, he just keeps lifting.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the sea just chasing. He is off and gone. You know, how special is he?
If he was from Waller or Waterhouse, he'd be $1.50 on Saturday.
Okay, well, there we go. Good luck to Team Heathcote. Good luck to all involved in this horse. We know they're going to be cheering it hard in Queensland. Let's have a look now, Mike. Form and key factors. Run to the Rose is obviously the form here.
Yep, and light up Rothfire, a couple of lengths.
Okay, so it's a couple of lengths they all have to make up. Let's see who can do that. Who is going to progress?
Well, this is the big question. We've given Rothfire quite a bit of progression.
Yeah, that's
most of them were second and third up, don't forget, and Rothfire was only first up.
Okay, so he has got the most progression, and he has got, what's that, about 4 lengths on all of these. Distance here to the 1400.
Yeah, definitely no knock Rothfire, but North Pacific back up in distance, Ole Kirk up in distance, and King's Legacy, all definite positives for them.
Okay, so a couple that are going to enjoy that. Who can sprint fast on this Rosehill track?
Yeah, North Pacific, just a bit of a risk if it's really firm. Rothfire's proven already.
Okay, so a little watch on the weather there on Friday. And of course, position in run, this could be interesting.
Yeah, inside barriers, Peltz and Mamaragan helps, but like I said, Rothfire should have no problems idling up outside the lead, pushing forward and winning. Stu.
No problems idling up outside the lead. No problems in holding them off there in all the key factors as well. This looks like one-way traffic here, Mike. $1.95 Rothfire. Look, did anything through those key factors? There was obviously a bit of gold for a few of them, but they haven't made up too much ground.
No, this is a lot of analysis for not much help, really, because we saw the lead-up run and he was simply too good for them. We are not backing him on a Thursday night, though.
Okay,
we just want to see the yard. The couple of Hawks gallopers, Ole Kirk and North Pacific, could definitely improve in the yard. Third and fourth up, and Rothfire's been away from Queensland for a while now, so I want to see him.
Yep.
And if it's an on-pace track and he parades well, throw the kitchen sink at him, Stu, he just wins.
All right, so a yard watch there, but we're tipping Rothfire in the Golden Rose. It's going to be a great race this weekend, which takes us to the last we're looking at, and it is the last race on the day. Race number 9, a handicap over the 1400 metres, benchmark 88, and we might have seen something special with Rothfire, and who knows where this horse could go. Masked Crusader, another shorty, $1.95. Left its run too late, fresh in the heavy conditions, and obviously 4 wide, no cover here afterwards. It's going to go forward. We've got Rocker Clock, $6.50 resuming. Obviously got that Dawn Passage form around it from last preparation. Prime Candidate, the one that's also going to go forward, $8.50, racing well. We've got Bottega, $9, resuming. Really always improving this horse. We've got Dancing Gidget, $9.50. It'll be running on. But Mike, another shorty here to end the day, and we've seen this in Sydney and Melbourne all throughout the winter. When it's race 9 and a shorty, sometimes the whole country just plunges on.
Yeah, how about this? Race 9, Golden Rose Day, $1.95 favourite, which a lot of punters absolutely hate.
Yes.
First up, short price, beaten. Second up, short price, beaten. But the big things to note is that first up to second up, he made a lot of improvement in the yard, and they backed him second up. And if you watch the first 200 or 300 metres, Tommy Berry had a torrid time, 4 wide, no cover. And I think despite that run, he's run enormous, Stu.
Well, credit to the producers for just starting that run exactly, the clip exactly where that run was. You saw how wide he was. So there he is. Only, what's that, a length off?
I think he's won by 3 on ratings.
All right. Okay, well, here's one well, what's this? Rocket Clock. It's the second or third favourite, Mike. We know it went well last preparation, but did it go so well in this trial?
Well, it's just the last race of the day. Let's have a bit of banter and talk about the second favourite in this race. And are we worried about it at all? I don't think we should be worried about Rocket Clock. She's first up last time. She was back, but she was poor. Both her trials have been fair. The course in the green on the inside is rated about 10 or 15 points lower than her.
Yep.
Masked Crusader beats her by 5, I think.
Okay. Well, there's obviously a big ceiling potentially here on Masked Crusader. How far can it go? It is in a nice low rating race here to kick things off. So let's have a look at the form, Mike. It's not way ahead of them yet.
No, I mean, last start probably should have won by a couple, but yeah, definitely light him up for form.
Okay, so there is the form. Who can catch the favourite here, Mike? Who has got progression?
Progression, he's definitely got upside. He improved first up to second up. He can improve again. Rocket Clock's first up. That's the risk for her.
Oh, look at that. All gold bar the second favourite based on your trial there pretty much. What about the distance?
Distance, 1,400 metres, I think is the big one. Look back to his Randwick 1,200 metre win. He was surging clear. He's been crying out for 1,400 metres his whole career. Okay,
so it's Masked Crusader streeting clear now, Mike. What about track conditions? Who's going to love this?
Yeah, I think Dry Rosie's pretty good for Bottega. He's a big, strong, muscular type that'll be good fresh, I think.
Yeah, nice horse to follow, Bottega, but it hasn't got to Masked Crusader yet. Can anyone get there with a position in run?
All purple for PIR all night, Stu.
All purple all the way through. They could not catch this favourite, but it is $1.95. It is late in the day. What are these punters going to do? It's the sort of horse I reckon they might just come for, but here we are, Mike. It's 3 lengths clear here in our ratings. Bottega's right there as well. Dancing Gidget, can it run on? You know, it's miles ahead.
It's miles ahead. The world is sick of him, but we are not. We didn't back him first up. We didn't back him second up.
That's a good point.
So we are making our move third up. He box seats. The rail's true. They'll drift off the rails, he'll sprint through and he'll win by a lot. And Bottega's the one I'm worried about, storming down the middle of the track.
We've had patience with Masked Crusader and that is all going to pay off on Saturday. We've waited. Third up, race number 9. That's it for us. Stick around after the break. Plenty more coming your way, including all the other best bets on the Big Golden Rose program. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theRaceGuide.com.au. Massive racing at Rosehill Gardens this weekend on Golden Rose Day. Mike, we've been pretty confident on a few of those. We've had a good look at. A lot of those key factors have really steered us in the right direction. But that's only 5 races. Plenty more on the cards. I don't see any horses here at double figures, mate.
No, there's half of these races.
That sort of day?
Yeah, half these races you can have a big swing out on Saturday.
Ooh, I like it.
And half you maybe let go through. The keeper race one I'm undecided on, Cosmic Haze, quite a strong gallop, a third up, 1,500 metres suits. Maybe a bet. I'll check and post it on Saturday on theRaceGuide.com.au. Grey line, 440 should win on Taunt. It's a tough race, $6 probably the right price. Lions Raw at 650 is a bet. Wild Rule at 550 could be a bet if he parades well. Looks like Elvis each way player of the day. Rothfire if he parades well. The Queenslander will rip home and win. Hawkbury on her. I'll probably price it to $2.50 to $3, so maybe hold and wait. And Masked Crusader, I think I'll be pricing him $1.50, $1.60, and I think he just wins, Stu.
Yeah, well, the punters are going to come for it, you would think, late in the day. So all those horses under double figures, we have been given the green light to have a good whack there, Mike. What about the $100 hot seat? How wide are we going to go here?
Well, I was so confident in Masked Crusader. I went to social media to get some feedback, and people like Adam Page were saying he only bid up at a midweek field. But a couple of people have joined up, like Matt Biz, and supported me. So I am confident, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is. $50. Masked Crusader should just win. The each way play today looks like Elvis. So I reckon another moral, I just said it, I can't believe it, is a place into win all up at 470. I've got a none from 3 record saying that word.
Give yourself an uppercut. That
what have I done?
Horrible. We're not going to say that on the charity multi, though. We're doing that for the Bondi to Berry Ride to Remember for Dementia Australia, raising as much as we can. We're only at 338, and that is going to take a huge skyrocket this weekend because we are going to multi these up. Race number 6 looks like Elvis. It is running a place. It is going to be right there, if not winning. $2.40. Rothfire, well, the Queenslanders are just going to be laughing. They're going to be so happy again, taking all the cash. $1.95. And Masked Crusader, we've set it all night. There it is, $1.95. So 20 at that at $9.10. And let's have a Cornella in that Masked Crusader race because Bottega, as you've said, this is a horse. It's improving. It's going places and it's clearly the second best horse in the race.
Yeah, that's a good Cornella to finish off the day. There are no 100 to 1 shots this Saturday. They were shocking
clear
last week. But I'm on the punters panel tomorrow morning and I'll find find something from left field for sure.
I know you will, mate. As I said off the top, you always bounce back. I like the look of all those bets. But that's all from us here at Key Factors. But head to theраceguide.com.au for all your feature profiling for the big meeting at Rosehill Gardens this weekend.
Good luck on Saturday.